All right, let's try this again. Hey, y'all. Hope it's working now. Is it working now? All right, I think it's working now. So I'm Brianna. For those of you who are new here, I don't think I have any viewers yet. So I'm gonna wait a second. I'm also gonna share this on my other socials. I can figure out how to get it on. But today I thought I'd go ahead and do like a live writing session because I've never really done it with my channel before. And it's something that I've been wanting to do because most of my videos on my channel are writing related. And I know it can be really lonely trying to write by yourself. So I'm gonna do a writing session. It's not gonna be a writing sprint this time because writing my story, I don't think I really need to do a writing sprint unless I work on something totally different. But I need to work on this story because I really need to get it done because I feel like I've been working on it for so long that it's time. It's time to get it done. And hopefully the Wi-Fi cooperates because the Wi-Fi here has been kind of bad lately. And my all my drafts are saved to my Google Drive. And if my Wi-Fi isn't working, I can't access anything. And my hotspot wasn't working either for a few days. So that's a whole nother story. And feel free to leave me something in the chat so I can know y'all are here. And if you're working on something specific as well, go ahead and comment that down. I don't really know where it is on your screen. It's on the side of my screen. So I don't know if it's down below for you. So yeah, just comment to let me know you're here. Okay, I'm getting everything open. I really don't use my desktop computer as much as I use my laptop. And because my channel is under 1,000 subscribers, I can't record on my phone. So I'm recording on my laptop. And the camera, it looks a little blurry. I don't know why the camera on the new MacBook is just trash. So I might have to invest in an actual webcam for it. Okay, I don't think the new document that I'm working in uploaded to my Google Drive. Let's see. Oops, I just heard something. Yeah, please bear with me as I learn how to use this live on YouTube. I'm gonna comment something, make sure it's working. Oh, that's actually my computer, not my laptop. I thought my laptop was making the noise, and I really don't know why my computer is making that noise. But anyway, one of my goals for 2021 was to be more consistent with my writing because for like the first half of 2020, I was pretty consistent with writing and everything. And then when I was working on my thesis, I had to be consistent because otherwise I wouldn't have gotten my draft done. But after that, I kind of took a break. And, once you get into a good groove of writing and then you decide to take a break, it can be hard to get back into the flow of things. And that's where I am currently. And I'm working on the third book for my series. And I've honestly been working on this draft for maybe 2 years now. Might not have been that. I don't know. I feel like it has been that long though. I wish one thing that taking my words out. One thing I wish I would have done was like put a start date whenever I start writing a story because I wasn't planning on writing 2 stories at the same time, but the idea that I had for the thesis that I used for my story, it was just so exciting to me. So I was like, I gotta write this. It's gonna have to take this series gonna have to take a break. And I honestly really love that story. And right now I'm currently trying to decide if I want to self-publish it or if I want to seek a traditional publishing deal. And I feel like every day I change my mind. And right now I'm leaning more towards self-publishing. So with that, I'm gonna have to like work on getting the cover done and all that. But I don't know, y'all, because I feel like I've always wanted a traditional publishing deal at some point. but I don't know if this is a story I want to use for it. Initially, I was saying that I did, but now I'm just like, I don't know. And I'm drinking oranges because I just woke up. Literally just woke up. And I know it is noon, but I went to sleep kind of late because I took a really long nap yesterday. And it really messed me up, y'all. Because I think I slept from 6 p.m. till around, well, till around maybe 10:30. And I can understand that if I hadn't slept a lot the night before, but really I got some good sleep the night before too. So yeah, yeah. Okay, let's see here. I might have to go ahead and open the document Word on this computer just to make sure it's saved to my OneDrive. Because it's not popping up on here. Or maybe I'll work on another story. I shouldn't, but maybe I should. Just to get my juices flowing. So the day that my Wi-Fi wasn't working, I decided to write something else. So I got like book 5, maybe draft, and I got a book 6 somewhere. I don't know where it is. So I don't know if I saved it to this computer or not. Shoot, I hope I saved it in general because I don't even think I saved it. Let's see. I'm gonna connect my computer to my hotspot because I think the Wi-Fi might be the issue because I know I saved the other document to my OneDrive account. But if y'all are currently writing something specific, go ahead and leave me a comment so I can know what you're writing. Oh, and I said I was gonna share this live on my Facebook. I don't know if this is I don't know if this is the right link because the first time I tried to start this video, I was on another live session, but the Wi-Fi wasn't working and the chat wouldn't connect, so I ended it. Okay, let's see here. But once I get familiar with all this, I'm probably gonna do these more because I think it'll help keep me accountable with my writing. And that's something I definitely need. Okay. All right, let me go ahead and post it on my Facebook. And say, join me on YouTube live now. Okay. Oops, I did not mean to put the champagne bottle emoji. Okay, here we go. And I'm going to share it on my Twitter. I'm going to just post a link on there. And then I'm going to post it on my IG story. And say, live now, link in bio. I'm really so basic with all these captions and stuff. Okay. Live now, link in bio. And my Instagram name is Brianna Green for those of you who are new here. And if you're trying to figure out how to spell it, it's literally right there. So my mom was trying to be all different with my name. Well, the spelling of my name anyway, because Brianna is a very common name. But I don't think I ever met anybody whose Brianna was spelled like mine. Okay. Got that posted on the IG. And yesterday, I really was not feeling good, y'all. Like I thought I had a cold because I had went outside the day before and I wasn't really bundled up like I probably should have been. And so when I woke up that morning, the next morning anyway, I was not feeling good. I was sneezing a lot yesterday. Oh, here's a document. And then I didn't have any cold medicine. Well, I really didn't even look. But I took some Advil, and I think that's partially why I was so sleepy yesterday because I was trying to just trying to fight that sickness. But I feel so much better today. My nose is a little bit stuffy, but I'm good for the most part. And the crazy thing is, it's like when I'm sick, I'm usually only sick for a day, which is like a huge blessing because I hate being sick. Even though I was kind of productive yesterday when I wasn't asleep. So that's really surprising because normally when I'm sick, I'm out of there. I'm not doing nothing. But that was different this time. All right, so I got the document open. So I guess I'm not going to work on something different. I'm going to work on this. Okay. So right now I'm sitting at 42,019 words. And my target is 50,000. But I had so many holes in the story. And I spent this week and last week kind of moving my information from one document to a new document because that old document I was using, it was very, 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 very scattered. Because the way I write is very scattered. Like when I start a story, I'll start with like the idea that I have and I'll write until I get to the point of where I don't know what's next, and then I'll go back and outline, which probably, I don't know if it'll work for y'all. It works for me though. And so that's how I usually write. And this time I just really wasn't just following my outline as closely as I probably should have. So I had like a lot of random scenes just kind of all over the place, which normally doesn't bother me, but because this story is written from 3 different perspectives, it just made things just seem very daunting. So I decided to just go ahead and make a reverse outline for this story. If y'all have any questions about reverse outline, let me know. So I made a reverse outline so I can see where all the holes were. And then I kind of rearranged a few of the chapters just to make sure that they're in the order that I wanted them to be. And so now I just got to go back and finish a few scenes. The beginning and end are kind of how I want them, but I did change the ending yesterday. And I think I might keep it that way. So I might have to change some other details throughout the story. But most of those details are going to be in the middle, which really needs the most work compared to the beginning and end right now. And usually when I write, sometimes I write the ending first because that's usually the one thing that I already have in mind how I'm going to do. So I usually write the ending first and I go back and write everything else, just kind of connecting the scenes as I write. If y'all want more information on it, I'm probably going to make a video on that at some point, how I outline and how I describe my own writing process, because I think it's really interesting figuring out, well, I think it's interesting finding out how other writers write. Because I feel like no two writers write the same. And that's okay, because as long as it works for you, it works for you. As long as the story gets written, really, that's all that matters, right? Okay. All right, y'all. So I guess I'm going to go ahead and get started writing. But if y'all have any questions, be sure to leave them in the chat so I can answer them for you. And once this live is over, make sure I go back and check out my author playlist. I have a playlist of a few videos that are directly targeted at authors. And I have a student playlist. And I have a playlist for my log journey for those of you who are interested. And our hair is looking a little crazy. I don't know if y'all can see how wet it is, but it's really wet right now. Because when I wake up, I try to moisturize unless I'm gonna lay in the bed, because I don't need to go to bed with a wet head, sorry. Can't get my words out right, but told you I just woke up. All right, so I'm about to get started writing. And this story is a part of my Christian fiction series, the King High series. It's on Amazon. Both of these books, I self-published them. The first book is King High the Fall. I self-published that in 2017. And my second one is King High Dilemma. I actually have a couple copies right here. These might be the first copy, so the cover might look a little different. I'm sorry, I should go. Okay, so here is the fall right here. It's more so an introduction to the girls, but there's a lot of stuff that happens in this book. It's written from the perspective of 2 twin sisters, Love and Truth, and their best friend, Mercy. The girls are very, very different. And I think that's the fun part about writing them, because, shoot, you never know what's going to happen with them. And me as a writer, I don't even know half the time what's going to happen with them. That's why I don't really stick to my outline, because once I start writing, sometimes things just go in a totally different direction than I expected. And here's Dilemma. Yeah, I can tell this is an older version. Well, both of these are, because these are both matte covers and the new ones are glossy. I don't know if I have any glossy covers of the fall on my desk. But here's the glossy cover of Dilemma right here. I decided to switch from matte to glossy because I think I just got tired of the matte. Or I like matte covers, but I just got tired of it. I wanted something new, so I changed it. I thought about changing back because I had gotten so used to matte covers. But it's like when I was doing like events or something, it's like when you have matte covers, if you have something on your hand, which I usually do because I'm always snacking on something, like my hands would be having like I don't know something greasy or just something oily, and then once you touch a matte cover, it's really hard to get that off. And I thought that was so embarrassing if I was giving out somebody a book and then it had like fingerprints all on it. Yeah, that's a whole nother story. Okay, so let me go ahead and get started on this writing. But it's gonna be a totally casual session. Like I'm not doing a writing sprint. I might do one later though, because it's like lately I've been wanting to write, but once I start writing, it's like things just struggle to come out, and then I don't want to do another writing session later that day because I know how the first one was. Okay, let's see where I'm gonna start. I think I'm gonna go back to the end because I just changed it, and I think I'm most excited about that change. So let me go back to there. I would give y'all some spoilers, but no, I'm not gonna do that right now. I might later. We'll see. Okay, so I think I'm gonna work on truth's perspective. I think that's one of the hard parts about writing different perspectives too. It's like I feel like I unconsciously, nah, not even unconsciously anymore. I feel like I have a bias toward truth because I like writing her so much. So I feel like she's kind of taken over this story. So part of me was even thinking of doing it this way, just kind of releasing a different book from each perspective just to make it easier. But I think that would just be trying to take the easy route out because I don't know how people would feel reading the first two books where they have all the perspectives together and then reading separate books. I don't know. I don't think that would work. But I mean, if that was some people wanted, I think I could make it work for sure. Probably would be a lot easier because right now it's just the cohesiveness is my biggest concern with the story. And I think I'm trying to do too much in Truth's perspective compared to the other two perspectives. So one of my major plot points, I think I'm gonna switch it and make it happen to Mercy instead. And this book is tentatively titled Homecoming because that's the big event the story is kind of focusing on. Okay. And I also realizing how many love triangles I have. I feel like each girl is involved in a love triangle in some sense, which might be a spoiler kind of for those of you who have read the first two books. Yeah, because even love is in a love triangle, basically, even though she don't really realize it. Okay, here we go. Rue forever popping up when he not wanted. All right. I'm gonna make a comment to let people who join let them know they can ask me questions. Hey, here we go. All right, I'm about to start writing. And if y'all want some music, let me know. I can play some soft sounds. Not anything with lyrics right now. I really love Truth and Zeke's friendship. It's like girl and boy best friends. I don't know. It's just something different about that dynamic that I really like, and I think I want to explore it more in my stories. What are y'all's favorite books that involve boy and girl friendships that don't end up being something more between the two characters? I think I want to read more books like that. Right now, I'm currently reading Beloved by Toni Morrison. This is my first book I'm doing more talking than writing. This is my first book by her, and I've been trying to read it for a minute now. But I think it's just I have to get used to her style of writing because I'm more used to young adult writers that are fairly recent in coming out. And it's just like her writing style is totally different. But I feel like I should really get into her stories because she's just so revered in the writing community. It's something I was talking about with my best friend Joycelyn. I think it was last week. So I want to really try to read her story, but I was reading Beloved the other night and I got scared, so I had to stop reading. Probably shouldn't read that at night. And I really want to finish it, but shoot, I'm scared. I don't know if I'm gonna end up finishing it. I have to read something else of hers. If y'all read any of her stories, please comment down below so I can know which one to check out. Okay. All right, going back to this scene, I'm trying to scan what I wrote the other day, which is something I try to do when I'm writing. I try to read what I wrote the day before so I can kind of remember where I left off and figure out what I want to do with this writing session. Okay. And also when I'm struggling to write something, I kind of try to play on my strengths because I think my strength it lies in my dialogue. So and I also just enjoy writing dialogue more than anything else. Like all the descriptive stuff I don't really like doing, which y'all probably will notice if y'all read my books. I have more dialogue than anything. I think stories are just fun that are when they're mostly dialogue, as long as the dialogue is having a purpose. Because I don't like reading long descriptions and whatnot. And I also think it allows for readers to kind of fill in details where they need them instead of me trying to force them what to see. They can see what they want, which is something that I didn't think was problematic until I I started doing workshops for my MFA program. Because I feel like some people they need more details, and me when I write, I don't feel like I need all the details, even though I feel like I do have places where I could add more details, but I just don't want to bog down my story with all these details that I don't necessarily think are necessary. But as far as setting goes, I think I could serve myself and my story better by adding more details. So that's something I try to work on with revisions, but when I'm drafting, I don't try to focus on it that much because I think it stresses me out a little too much. So this chapter that I'm gonna work on is mostly dialogue because I was writing on it the other day when I really didn't know what was gonna happen. So I just kind of try to put the dialogue first and just build around that. Okay. This is one of the scenes where Rue is just randomly popping up again. And that's all I can really say on this one. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and set a 5-minute timer just so I can stop talking so much and actually get something done. And if y'all want to join with me, feel free to do that. I'm gonna be quiet. All right, that was a fast 5 minutes. um, yeah, I honestly didn't have an idea of what I want to do with this chapter, so I'm just really kind of exploring the scene a little bit. Um, I started this chapter in one place and I went back to the beginning of it and started somewhere else, which is like immediately right before what was already happening. So I'm trying to work out the dialogue here and trying to imagine this scene playing out in my head. I think that's something that's going to serve me better if I start doing it because books, they really are just, they're like movies in a way. It's like once you're reading the words on the page, a movie or some type of image comes in your head. So I'm trying to channel that type of energy as I write so I can kind of visualize it. And then I think that's going to help me come up with all the details and stuff that I need to come up with as well. So yeah, I'm trying to visualize this playing out. I feel like this is something that would happen on Grownish or something. Do y'all watch that show? I think this is something that would happen there. Not exactly this way, but you know, that's just one of my inspirations at the moment because I just watched it. Was it last night? Shoot, it's Saturday. No, that was not last night. That was Thursday. Has anyone else been struggling with this, like actually figuring out what day it is? Because I know I be struggling with it. Okay. I'm about to check my. I said I wasn't about to do a writing sprint, but there really was like a little writing sprint of a very short one, granted, but that was basically like a little writing sprint. And I actually liked it because sometimes what I'll do, like once I'm sure most people do that if they do writing sprints. Well, I don't know. I'll start with like a shorter session and then kind of build my way up as I get my energy up. And that usually helps if I'm doing more than one sprint anyway. But if I'm only doing one sprint at that moment, I usually have a session that's like 20 to 30 minutes because, um, oh, what's going on? So I'll do that because I can get a lot done in 20 to 30 minutes. I know once I first started doing writing sprints and I was really just kind of focusing very heavily on my word counts. I think my best session was best. It was like a 30-minute writing sprint. I think I came up with 1,500 words in that 30-minute session. And that's over my writing goal, like my daily writing goal. Because when I am focusing on the daily writing goal, it's usually 1,000 words because I don't want to write every day because I think that's a quick way to burn yourself out. But doing 1,000 words a day when you do write, I think that helps you make a lot of progress on your story. Because like I said, I have 42,000 words in this story written, and my goal is 50,000. So that's less than 10,000 words. So in 2 weeks, the story could be done, but I just have to really focus on it. And it's hard trying to hit a writing goal with this because there's so many other things I need to figure out in the story. But it's really the middle. Why is the middle always so hard? So hard. But I'm liking where the beginning is. I feel like I'm gonna have to go rewrite some stuff too because one thing I was thinking about with this story, I was thinking about incorporating some of the guys' perspectives because earlier this year I submitted my books as part of this Writer's Digest self-published writing competition and just kind of reading the criticism that I got from that that whole thing. It was interesting. It really didn't make me feel that good, which is okay. Like I'm good with accepting criticism, but sometimes I feel like you got to take some criticism with a grain of salt because your work isn't gonna be for everybody. And I feel like the person that was reading my story, I don't think my story was for him or her. Because not everybody's into Christian fiction, and that's okay because not everybody's gonna like your work, and that's fine. Like I accept that, and not everybody likes stories written from different perspectives, especially if if they don't see themselves in the story. And one thing that I tried to be conscious of when I was writing was making characters that people can see themselves in, even if they don't necessarily look like the reader or act like them. Maybe they could see themselves in some of the experiences that they have and all that and learn from them, which is something that I really wanted to do. So I wanted my cast to be very diverse. And I initially started writing by having, how I have it written from three perspectives now. The friend group is five girls, so it doesn't focus on two other girls' perspectives. They're more so minor characters in the story. But I initially started writing from all of their perspectives. And there was a sixth friend too, and she had a whole different storyline that was completely different from what I eventually came up with. My sister just texted me. I told her to join my live, but she said she was asleep. I'm gonna say I'm still on. Okay. So yeah, I had a totally different character in here with a totally different storyline. And that storyline, it was focused on domestic violence and in a relationship. And I think that I don't know. I just didn't really want to focus on it because if you're doing something like that, I feel like you want to tackle it well because storylines like that can be triggering for some people, and I don't want to be insensitive or write it in a way where it's not believable. And also, I've tried to shy away from writing things that are hard for people to read because if it's hard for people to read, it's hard for me to write. But I feel some people they do it well, and if I do something like that, I want to do it well as well. It sounds funny, but anyway, yeah. So I want my stories to make people happy. I want them to make people feel something other than happiness too, because you know, with stories, it's like you're taking on the journey with the character, and yeah, you're gonna feel everything they feel, and that's my goal. Because my characters, they be getting their heart broken. They do, and I really like writing scenes where people get their hearts broken. I don't know. I feel like you should just do so much with those. Okay, make sure I send my sister the link, and then I'm gonna go finish writing. Okay, cool. All right, and I need to put my phone down because I've been working or trying to work, and I have my phone on me, and I just get totally distracted. Okay, so let's go ahead and write some more. Yeah, I should have tied this writing sprint because I feel like I'm about to be doing some sprints. Okay, so that was 5 minutes. So let's try to work for 10 minutes. Okay, setting the timer now. I see somebody else just showing right now. I'm doing a quick writing sprint, a 10-minute writing sprint. So I should be about 2 minutes in. And if you have any questions, feel free to leave it in the chat box. I'm getting kind of stuck here.